Hello, John. It's Tomas. How are you? So, I have the video here from our lesson, which was a great lesson, and hopefully the start of a great relationship here. So, make you as good of a golfer as you can be. And you're pretty good right now, but we can make some improvements. Apologize for taking a while to get this to you. I've been kind of swamped here at the end of the season, but here it is. It's a little bit harder for me to do videos of somebody who's an accomplished player like you rather than a raw beginner because you have to do a little bit more drilling down and fine tuning to find the right things to talk about. So, but we found some stuff and we made some differences, I think, in that first lesson. So I'll go through it with you and then we can work from there. So this should be an exciting journey. This is the caddy view, straight on, and down the line view of your swing, and let's just play through each one in slow motion here so you can get an idea of how they look. Got a nice pose at the end there. I'll set that back at the beginning here. I'll come back to that. Let's just look at the other one first. This is the down the line view. So overall, some really, really nice things about your swing. You can tell you're a good player, and but let's look at some areas that we might be able to improve using some of the principles of stack and tilt, which are pretty much now the principles of the everyday modern swing. They've sort of taken over, haven't they? And they really help people of our age. I know that it's helped me a lot, and I've helped a lot of other people. So let's see what we can do here in terms of looking. Let me draw some lines. First thing I'm going to do is put a little cage around you over here so we can see how your body and head move during the course of the swing. I'm concentrating on this right side here. I don't care that much about that side. So let's go through the swing now. And so you notice right at the beginning, you can see the way your hip, you kind of bump your hips a little bit forward. Now a lot of people have something like that they start their swing with. It's a little trigger. Some are a lot worse than others, but yours is very, very, very minimal, and I don't object to it at all. But you can see that what it does is it turns. Look at your hands here at the beginning. You see the way your left hand moves forward, and then the club starts coming back. I would prefer that club started there, up next to the ball, of course, but your hands and arms started there, and then you just started your swing like that. Do you see how much smoother that is? If you not there, but there. If you just start your swing like that, look at that, how much smoother that looks. Okay? So we're going to work on getting rid of that little, it's almost like a putter move. A lot of people do this with putting. They move first their body and then their hands forward, and then they cock their wrists. The first thing you can see you can see it from the back too. Your whole position is turning. It's not what you're addressed at. So why do this address if you're not going to start your swing that way? This is see my approach is to get rid of any extraneous movements, because extraneous movements are hard to repeat every time. And if we're looking for consistency, we'll work on distance and everything, but mostly consistency. If you're looking for consistency, you got to get rid of anything that's outside of something that's very, very straightforward in the swing. And this is one of the moves that you have that does that. So we'll work on that. Now let's notice that as you go through the swing to the top, look at your head. This is the top of your swing. By the way, you have that very, very quick transition at the top, but you actually slowed that down when we went into the drill, and so we'll work on that too. But the top of your swing here, here's where your head started. Here's where your head ends up at the top of the swing. Well, that's another thing. If you want to get back to the point of impact here that you set up with, and it's always that's always the objective, is to set up in such a way that you can get right back to that point, because that's the point that feels good to you. Well, you have to move your head all the way back into that same spot, and guess what? You don't. Look at how far your head is behind the ball. Or actually, the head is actually at this point pretty perfect. It's just that it's not where it was at the setup. So you've had to move. Well, making that move the same every time. So you go back past that, and then you come back down to this. Now from there on, look at this, is perfect. So let me just move this thing. Watch this. If I move this over here, look at this. Your head stays perfectly steady all the way through. All the way through to there, which we call P8, which is where the club is parallel to the ground again after impact. So all of this while in here, from the start of the downswing all the way through impact and out to P8, your head stays in exactly the same spot. So my idea is, let's start it there, and then you don't have to move way back. Now, a lot of people would say, let's work on keeping your head perfectly steady where it was at the beginning. Well, that's obviously not your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is right there. That's your comfort zone. So that's where your head ought to be when you start your swing. So, add address. So, you can see here, here's where you're set up to begin with. So what we want to do is move your whole upper center back about a half a head's worth back here at the beginning of your address position. And then, therefore, you'll be able to swing through, starting with your head here, you'll be able to swing all the way through without moving your upper center at all. And that will be a tremendous, tremendous aid in consistency, not moving that upper center. It also, by the way, adds power, especially if you combine it with the impact work that we've been doing. Take a look at this. This is your impact position right here. Now look at this. That's impact for you. I did take, well, that's perfect. Look at that. Look, that's a perfect frame because it's just right at the moment of impact. And you can see your left arm is kind of bunched up here, and then the club has actually flipped in front of your hands at this point. So this is a tremendous breakdown in terms of power. So if this line went straight down from this left shoulder, which is the low point of the swing, if that went straight down to the ball at that point, you see how far back your hands are. So we're going to work on that, and of course we did with the impact bag, and I'll show you the results of that. Okay, so that's the next thing. This looks good. Your weight has transferred a lot to the left side. That's very, very good. Your right heel is still on the ground, and from then on, though, you can see that if I draw a line from your eye straight down to the club, you can see your hands are way in back of that line. And the modern swing nowadays has guys with their hands at least out up onto the line at this point, and in front of that line at the moment of impact. So we work a lot. We're going to work a lot on impact, because if you get the right feeling of impact down, it's going to make a significant difference in the distance as well, and then the head movement in terms of consistency. So that's that. All right, so I'm going to back this up in here. Now over here, let's take a look at this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line up through your club here, which is good. That bottom line should go up through your waist. That's good. This is the angle at which the club should swing up and down. It usually starts down toward the low part and comes back to the upper part. But we're also going to take a look at the head movement from a vertical point of view. I draw a little box there. So now let's take a look at this swing. Well, there you can, first of all, you can see right away the movement right at the beginning of the swing. See your hands and you'll shift your weight a little forward, and then those hands make that funny move. So we're going to try and get rid of that. But here's where you see you're breaking your wrist to bring the club back, as opposed to just turning your shoulders on plane. You can see it real clearly here. So look at how far up your hands come. This is pretty good actually. At this point it looks pretty good. You start moving right through the bicep there. So your hands go right through the center of the bicep right there. But then here at this point, look at that. Your whole plane changes here. This is the thing that really is tough to repeat every time. You see, as you turn look at your elbow here. Look at that. As you turn your body, as you start turning your body, which is a nice move, you make a nice little move there, but it's too much of a difference between that and your backswing. This is nice. You're coming down through. That club looks like it's coming from the inside. Really nice, really nice. And then you can see it's coming from the inside there, but you have to make a tremendous flip to get it to go back to plane. That's this flip here. That's what you do to get it to come back, because the club face is so open at this point. You see how open that is to the path? The path is coming down this way, and yet the club face is pointed out that way. So we're going to make some changes to that. Try to keep the club face perpendicular to the path. But this move at the top. Now, here's what here's what I would be going for. By the way, look at your head. Your head vertically stays very, very on plane, except that it's a little bit low at the beginning, because from here on out, which is where your head stays steady, it's higher. So that initial position needs to be not only back a little bit, but a little bit higher. So we'll work on that specifically. The benefit is in the details, the specific details of the setup, and I can work with you on that to get every one of those exactly right. So now, when you get to this point here, this looks really pretty, right from here on down to the swing, right? Except for the face of the club. But we'll fix that. But the movement of your body here is really pretty, from here all the way down to there. Look how simple that is. You see? I hope you see what I'm talking about. How simple that is. Now, as soon as you get back, so bringing the club up this way, and then getting on that line, that beautiful line, is really, once again, extraneous movement. So what I would propose then is that we work on a takeaway that looks like this. I'm just playing this in reverse. This is your take. If that was your takeaway to there, and then you came back down, look how simple that is. That's just really nice. So back and down, back and down. It's simple, right? As opposed to this, which is back, something back, I guess it's back, and then out and down. So that's a tough move. That's a tough move to recreate every time. And that could be what's causing those inconsistencies. So let's work on simplifying that. What do you say? If we get that to be simple, so that you just go from there, from point of impact, where you are at impact, to back to there, and then back down. I'm just playing in reverse and forward. That's beautiful, and it's simple. So that's what we're going to work on. We're going to simplify everything, and you'll be hitting it cleaner and straighter and longer, and everything. So I'll show you what a part that we did now. So, well, first of all, let me just show you that, with they say, what Stack&Tilt says is what's different about the driver's swing. Well, there really is no difference in the driver's swing. Get rid of this. There really is no difference in the driver's swing. It's just more of everything. So this is your driver's swing. Your driver's swing. So I'll do the same thing here. And you'll be able to see. Get you all set here. Once again, you make that little move here. There's that little move. And then you slide off the ball even further. So see what they mean? They say, oops, they say, let me get back to the beginning. Sorry about that. I got carried away. I got very excited there. When they say that there's nothing actually different about the driver's swing, it's just more, well, you can see it in spades right there. That's where you start. And then as you move through the swing, look at that. That's more. So you've really, really, really gotten off the ball there. And then, once again, when you get to that point, your head stays totally steady. So, once again, let's start it out at that point. And, see, I missed the impact there. Oh, but wait, I have a still of that. Hold on one second. Yeah, here's a still. Oops. I'll get it. Give me 1 second here. Okay, here we go. I won't be able to draw the line here, but here's the exact moment of impact of your driver. I took off the slow-mo from the camera. That's the exact moment of impact. And you can see, once again, here you have that same flipping of the wrists going on. Your head is nicely in back of the ball, but, of course, you have to slide it to get it there. So, once again, it's just a little bit more of the same thing. So we're going to work on both things at the same time, and they will translate. You can see your club at this point is starting, it has bottomed out, it's starting to come up a little bit, and that's all good. Excuse me. All right, then it continues to flip from that point forward, going out that way. So once again, if we take this from the time you start your downswing there and move this over here, see how nice and steady your head stays all the way through P8 out here. So the same thing is true here as with the iron. We want to change that address position so you don't have to look how far you move to get to the top of the backswing. Okay, so let's change some things about how you start, and I will make some suggestions about this hip turn and everything, but mostly we're going to talk about starting in a different position that puts you into this position right from the start. Look at that, how pretty that is. Except for the impact, of course. Alright, so then from the back, we got the same thing going on here. I'll get this to the point where you're going to get ready to swing here. Alright, once again, we'll draw these little lines. Going up there, and going up here. Alright, now, so you're making this move with your hands. So your hands come, look at how far out they come. That's a tremendous change that you have to repeat every time. That's not easy to repeat. Then up through the shoulders, and then look at that. Same thing, same thing. Even more though. Look at that. Look at that elbow. would much prefer to see it come back up this way and then go straight back down that way. Much easier, much easier. You got a nice little in to out swing, although the face is very open, so you're having to flip it over. But these little drills are going to help you fix that. It's going to help you keep that face perpendicular to the path. Right here, it is very perpendicular to the path as you come through here. But then you start coming way, way up here on your swing and come up here as opposed to down where it would be equal to what you went through, the place where you went through on the backswing. So we're going to work on all that, but you know, some really good parts, and of course the moment of impact is all that really matters. And in this case, you can see you are hitting up on the ball, which is good. You're adding that extra little loft there. Let's start out to the right a little bit. But at any rate, all good. All good. So let's go back to, I want to put this back in here. Erase everything, put this back in there. That was your first thing, so we can get this back to the moment of impact there. This was your original swing. That's your original swing. Moment of impact, I'm going to draw some lines here real quick. Okay, and then now we're going to go. I'm going to show you what happened when we brought in this impact bag. So this was the practice we did with the impact bag, and this is pretty cool to watch because it's a great device, training device, teaching device. If it works. Come on now. There we go. So you can see here that with the impact device, the impact bag, excuse my back here, but I'm showing you how to do it now. Watch. I'm going to find the right one here. Oops. There we go. Alright, so now, watch this. So, remember we're doing this little drill with all your weight on the left side, hands forward, handle forward, short little backswing, and there. Look at that. Now, this would be impact right here. Right? Now the next one I put a ball in here, so when the impact bag is there, you can feel what it's like to have a ball in there. See how steady your hands stay through. Alright? So we'll get a ball in there. I'm going to have you hit the ball. But basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be pretending as if you're going to be hitting a ball, but pretending as if the impact bag is there. If I would get out of the way. Okay. Here we go. So you're not concentrating on the ball at this point. Concentrating on the impact bag and doing the same thing. And look at this. Look at that. Now, that's impact. Look at that. Huh? Is that beautiful? And if you draw the line from your eye down to the ball, look how far in front your hands are. Right? Look at that. I'm going to take a still of that just so I have that for... So, that's pretty impressive right there. That's impact. That's the way it's supposed to look. Look at that left wrist is actually pronated a little bit. It's not only flat, it's actually pronated a little bit. You hit the ball, that ball goes shooting off there. Boom! Your hands go right into the bag. Boom. So that even at this point, you draw a line here, and your hands are in front. Look at this compared to this, huh? Compared to this. Look at the difference. See how much more room you have to hit the ball straight on line where you're planning on hitting it if you use this technique. Here you're just relying on your ability to flip that club right at exactly the right point to hit the ball and then to hit the ground and to have it go in the direction that you're planning on it going. Plus, you're losing a tremendous amount of power because you actually, this is where your power is in this straight line here coming down. That's where your power is. So this is not only causes inconsistencies and chaos, it adds chaos into the swing, but it also saps you of power. So this impact drill is key, and you did actually manage to do this without the bag in there. This is hitting a ball. This is where we're working on the impact drill. Weight forward, hands forward, handle of the club forward. So it's sort of at the inside of your left thigh. That's where it actually should be at impact. All your weight, 85–90% of your weight on the left side. And by the way, notice the way you're starting now to take that club back in a whole different way. See that? How smooth that looks as opposed to that wristy move that you were making it in your regular swing. So this drill is really a key drill for you. You get back to here, and then look at that. Look at that. Huh? Very, very good, John. Very good. Look at that. That's really, really pretty. Okay. Look at that club face look at the club face. It's all perpendicular to the path. It's right. You know exactly where that ball is going to go. And remember, you're hitting them all in the same spot. Boom. Very, very nice. Very nice. I'll show you what your impact looked like. Let me just show you real quick. I'll be right back. This. Oh. Ow. Wait a second. That's impact. That's the moment of impact while you were doing that drill. Look at that. Look at that beautiful. That is really, really nice. Okay? If we can get you to do that in your regular swing, that's why you have to practice this drill over and over and over again. Believe me, I went through this, so I know it takes a while. I'll show you. In fact, when we lengthen your swing out a little bit more, you start to tendency to go back right to the flipping thing. But this is key, John. This is key. Try and do this drill as often as possible. I start out every practice session or every warm-up session just by doing this drill. It also comes in really handy as a little punch shot out on the course, which I'll show you about. But the drill is the most important thing. We don't want to move the weight. We want the weight to be over on the left side. You don't want to move it. This is a drill now. This is not the way you're supposed to play. This is a drill, and it's designed to teach the feeling of the moment of impact. This is the feeling of the moment of impact. Weight 95%, 85, 90% on the left side, hands and handle forward of the ball, and your head behind the ball, or just over it, or just over or just slightly behind the point of impact. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's what we're going for. You learn this feeling, and then you'll be able to get back to this feeling during your full swing, and that's going to make a huge, huge difference in the way you play the game. Okay? So, there you go. And, yeah, so there. Now, when Let me get rid of some of these lines here. Okay, so now, like I said, we went a little bit further and gave you the chance to do a full swing. Wait. Excuse me 1 minute here while I figure out where I'm at. Oh yeah, so basically, what we did here was to I was teaching you at this point to go even further, and let me show you. See, so I was getting you. Excuse my back here, but I was trying to get you there. I was trying to get you to go a little bit further out in there, so where the club was pointed out at the target, but your hands were still in front of the club and your arms were straight. Excuse my back there. But the idea was to get you to swing a little bit further, and you do that, and you keep this position by right tilting. I'm showing you on how I'm right tilted here. Your whole spine tilts to the right, and that's how you can keep your hands straight. It's like that picture of Ben Hogan that I showed you. All right. And this is what happens when you try it, and this is something that happens to everybody actually. This always, you get the feeling for that impact bag. Everything feels great. Then when you start to expand the swing just a little bit, it still looks a lot better. Look at this takeaway. The takeaway is so much better. Look, there's hardly any. You still have a little tiny move there of those wrist changing positions, but mostly it's just your shoulders rocking. Everything is a one-piece takeaway. That's really pretty. Here you go back a little further, but see how your weight stays over on the left side here, which is good. This is a great looking position right there. And then as you come down into impact, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Your hands. Look at that. That is fabulous. Your hands right next to your. Look at the difference here. All right, now which one's the golfer here? Okay, here's the Stack&Tilt a la Tomas golfer here, and here's John. Okay, the weekend warrior. All right, so we're gonna get to this guy here. All right, this is fabulous. Look at that. That is great looking right there. That is a great looking impact position right there. Phew. All right. But then right away, almost right away, remember that before your hands stayed way out in front. Now here, at this point, if I draw this line down to the club, see they're just slightly in front, which is really good, but now they're coming back. They're coming back a little bit here. But this happens to everybody here. So and as soon as that head starts moving forward, that's when you're not tilting enough. You see what you have to do to keep this head back here is that you have to tilt there. You have to tilt to the right. That's the tilt in Stack&Tilt, where you keep your head. And I know because the ball's gone, so it doesn't matter. But this is a matter of repeating the swing every time. And it helps you if you can keep your head right in the same spot all the way through there. So when your head starts moving off center, that's when you're not tilting enough. So you got to tilt more to the right that way, and then your head will stay there. But this, if your head was back here, this would be a great finish. All right, that looks really, really good. So very nice. Look at the club face. How the club face is right on perpendicular to the path. Look at that. That is fabulous, John. Fabulous. All right. Oh, you're going to be good. Yeah, you are going to be good. All right. So that's really a tremendous improvement. And interestingly enough, let me show you something from the back on this swing as well. I'll get rid of all this and move this picture of you doing that little drill from the back here. This is after we've learned the drill, and we're doing the same thing but looking down the line. Watch this now. Look at that impact. Oh, look how straight that ball's going. Very, very nice. Okay, still, when I let you go, you still have that little tendency to do this little move at the top, but we hadn't even talked about that. But coming back down and getting that weight very, very forward, look at that. You can tell there's a tremendous difference there in where these hands are when you get into impact. And look at the result. Boom. Wow. That's nice. And then you start standing up. But that is really, really good. So if we can just get it so that you come up. I'm going to play in reverse now. Up and then down. See how smooth that is. Up and then down. As opposed to, see today, you can see it even when I'm doing it fast. Up in that crazy way, and then reshifting the plane and back down. So we're going to get rid of this little thing in there, right in there. Okay? Alright. Well, that was a great session. I really enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed it as well, as much as I did. And looking forward to you getting out there on the practice range and doing that drill over and over and over until this becomes your standard impact position. This is beautiful. Okay? So, and then we'll work on the parts of it on either side and go from there. But weight forward, hands forward, arms forward, the handle forward, and the head just in back of the ball position. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So let's work some more. I'm excited. Okay. Thanks, John. Talk to you soon. Bye.